70 years. 70 years of silence. It was not out of fear. It was not out of weakness. It was something far more dangerous. Humanity waited. Observed. Learned. After the siege of Scoran, when Earth's skies burned crimson and a third of the population vanished overnight, there was no retaliation. When the Council of Nine refused aid and left the colonies to starve, there were no protests. When pirate fleets, secretly funded by noble houses, ravaged Mars, Europa, and Titan, humanity rebuilt from the ashes without a single cry of defiance. They called it submission. They mistook it for weakness. They did not understand the silence. They did not realize that in it, something was lurking. Something patient. It all began with a whisper. On the Outer Rim, in the forgotten Korlak system, 3 warships of the Varith Dominion simply ceased responding. Their final transmission was nothing but static, chaotic voices overlapping, and a single word, spoken in the ancient tongue of old Earth. Enough. At first, the Council dismissed it. Malfunction, they claimed. Human technology was outdated, they said. But then it happened again. Belt her. Then drown. One by one, their outposts were swallowed in eerie, suffocating silence. Ships burned. Commanders vanished. Stations grew cold. And in each wreckage, scrawled across bulkheads, walls, and hulls, sometimes etched, sometimes scorched, there was always the same haunting phrase. We remember. In the council chambers, polished words failed to hide growing panic. The Thari Combine's Admiral Syrax Veros slammed a clawed hand onto the table. We left their world in ashes. How are they doing this? No known fleet has left the Sol system, murmured Zendril, an Exentari diplomat, voice trembling. Scans confirm it. Only silence. Not silence, corrected Ambassador Vale Horun, solemnly. Preparation. They did not see the fleet coming, not through stealth, but because they refused to believe humanity could build one. But they saw it. In the dark. Beneath asteroids. Within abandoned moons. Ships with no names. No insignia. Only vengeance. They named it the Terran Phantom Fleet. And when it arrived, it announced nothing. No mercy. No hesitation. On the 4th cycle of Zenith Equinox, the Council's fortress station, resting at the neutral core, an untouchable stronghold, suffered a total blackout. When emergency power flickered online, every screen across the station illuminated the same image. Earth. Burning. Bleeding. Then, a human voice. You burned our sky. You stole our children. You taught us that peace is weakness. Now, you will learn what we took from your lessons. The first strike was surgical. Council shipyards, across 7 systems, were obliterated in coordinated assaults. The second wave targeted data vaults, AI command nexuses, hyperlane signalers. When the third wave struck, Council fleets had no way to regroup. No communication. No fuel. No leadership. Terran shock troops, once farmers, teachers, scientists, stepped onto battlefields clad in black, sleek armor. No emblems. No propaganda. Only a mission. To end the war they did not start. Captain Valric Dagan, of the Varit Elite Guard, made his last stand in orbit over Silam Prime. We are the power of the stars, he roared, locking weapons onto the human warship closing in. He fired. Nothing. The human vessel TSV Revenant absorbed every blast and responded just once. It was not a missile. It was not a beam. It was a railgun round. Solid. Ancient. The hammer of a god. There were no survivors. Back on Earth, a child watched the broadcast. Are we safe now? She asked. Her mother, a veteran of the Martian resistance, simply smiled. We will never hide again. The Council finally begged for negotiation. They expected a delegation. They received a man. General Kale Orion, the last surviving commander of Old Earth. He stepped into the chamber clad in worn Terran battle armor, not polished, but scarred. His eyes were tired, but not broken. He looked at them, the nobles, the conquerors, those who had watched Earth burn and deemed it necessary. And he said, "This is not conquest. We do not want your planets. We do not need your resources. We only wanted to be left alone. But you would not let us. So now, you will never forget us." He turned and left. No threats. Because none were needed. The next day, every world once held by the humans was abandoned by their enemies. Flags were lowered. Monuments were torn down. The stars fell into reverent silence. They called it the day humanity answered. Some say it was the day the council died. Others say it was the day the galaxy was reborn, not built on the fear of war, but on the fear of silence. Because now, everyone knew. Humans do not always scream. Sometimes, they wait. And when they speak, they bury empires.